MagFed is the new kid on the block, and though markers that use mags are about as old as the game, it wasn't until the Rap 4 Takamo kit or the Milsig K series that people really started to take notice. And that's when it all started to come out of the realm of novelty and take shape as a legit form of paintball. Then Dye dropped the bombshell that was the Dam, a serious marker from a serious company. Little did we know that Tiberius, hardly a stranger to MagFed, was working in the shadows to make something just as revolutionary. Tiberius has always made great MagFed markers: T8, T9, T4, T74, the T something dark side, but this brings it to a new level in realism. Introducing the T15, a paintball marker that draws its look from some of the most popular AR designs like the Bravo Company Mod 2 and the Colt 6920 SOCOM. But it's not just about looks. The marker has to perform when called upon to deliver first strike rounds to their targets whenever necessary. And after playing with it, there's no question in my mind that the T15 does just that. Someone finally did it. It's a real AR that shoots paintballs, and it feels kind of like the end of an era. The pinnacle of paintball realism has finally come to pass.
And that makes me a little bit sad. What's up, guys? This is Dash with Hustle Paintball, and Tiberius has really done a spectacular job with the T15. I mean, look at it. This is my personal marker that I paid my money for, and I think that really speaks volumes in and of itself. It's well built, looks like a real AR, totally contributes to the badass, hardcore MagFed experience that players have been looking for a really long time. It's reliable, it feels like a real AR, and it's so realistic that the film crew and I kind of felt a little bit sketchy, walking around with this thing in a public place. It's just everything that I wanted from Tiberius, and it comes with an awesome case with lots of accessories, complete with the case. Really, it's the best case in the price range, hands down. And there's all sorts of Ninja accessories that allow you to make it into exactly what you want. And of course, there's a couple of things that we don't really like about it. All of the issues that we've taken up with the T15 thus far are pretty temporary or not really a big deal, or Tiberius is already working on a way to fix them. So we're not really too concerned about any of these things. So the biggest thing that we've found with the T15 thus far is the fact that there's no full auto capabilities. And Tiberius had mentioned in the past that it would come full auto. There's a full auto mode on the selector switch. All of the other guns that compete with the T15 have full auto, so all the M17s, the Dam. Moving on, the barrel is still twist lock threaded, so just like with the 8.1 and the 9.1 and the T4, you've got to get a special barrel made specifically for the gun that won't work with any other markers at all. So it's just a bummer that Tiberius hasn't figured out to either make a standardized barrel system or switch to a regular threaded marker just like everybody else has. The next unfortunate thing about the T15 is that the charging handle doesn't return automatically. And for a marker that had realism designed into it from start to finish, it's just something that I wish Tiberius would have included. There's no regulator in the marker, so if you're planning on shooting first strikes at long distances, you may find that the velocity isn't as consistent as, say, a Dam, and you won't be able to get those perfect sniper shots every single time. Last, but certainly not least, is that the parts on this marker, the metal parts, some of them anyway, actually rusted after what seemed to be an inconsequential amount of rain. We left this thing out in some sprinkling while we were doing some shooting, and within 24 hours, and mind you, this was like a very light sprinkling, I wouldn't even call it a shower. And there's a bunch of parts on this marker that are already corroded, like the selector switch and the mag release, and some of the pins are a little bit corroded as well. If you purchased a real AR, for example, you wouldn't leave it out in the rain, but you'd expect it to be able to deal with a little bit of a drizzle without rusting. So I guess that really sums up all of our complaints about the marker. Now that we've discussed all the things that we don't like about the T15, let's take a second to take a peek at the magazines. Tiberius did a spectacular job in designing these things. They hold 19 first strikes, 20 regular paintballs, and they're built super, super tough. They're not really all that easy to take apart, but if you need to clean them, just run them under some hot water, shake them out, and let them dry. One of the coolest things that I think Tiberius did when making these mags is that they modeled them after PMags. And we've got a PMag right here, filled with 5.56, and you can put the magazine into the marker without any issues. Like, it seats in there pretty well. It doesn't actually latch, but whatever. This is a real mag, and this one holds paintball. So why would you really care if it holds it or not? These things are bulletproof. They're super tough. You can throw them against stuff. You don't have to worry about dropping them on the field when you're doing a mag change, or I mean, you could really beat these things up and not have to worry about it. You can do stuff like this or something like that, or any of these things. I mean, you can throw them around. Wait, I need that. Crap, I've only got 2 because that's all that comes with the T15. So as a nod to this marker's authenticity, it disassembles very much like a regular AR. So if you're familiar with maintaining an AR, you're gonna feel right at home here. First thing you need to do is push this pin in, remove it, and then the body halves come directly apart. Next up, push this back cap in and rotate so that the spring and back cap follow, and then the bolt assembly comes out as well. Neat thing about this bolt assembly is that there's only 4 O-rings in the entire thing that you need to maintain. This one, this one, this one, and this one, and just a quick coating of oil will take care of that for you. When you're done with that, slide the whole bolt assembly back into the marker, lock the back cap in place, close it up, and now we're ready to go play paintball. Let's take it to the field and make sure it works. Before we take this thing out onto the field here at Blitz to play a game with, we're going to do a quick efficiency test using the 13.3K that comes with it. If you're not familiar with our efficiency tests, or maybe you'd like to learn a little bit more about them, be sure to check out this video right here. It should have all of our testing methodology so you can really understand exactly how we do our efficiency tests. We're going to do a couple of quick mags with the sound on, so you guys wearing your Bear Dynamics T1s can really hear exactly how this thing sounds. And then we're going to speed things up because, as we all know, even our efficiency tests are mind-numbingly boring. Wow, we got 162 shots on a single 13.3K film. It's pretty impressive. In fact, more than I was expecting. But we're gonna get this tank refilled and suit up. We're gonna go play some paintball. So, when you first open up the box, you'll be greeted by the marker, which comes with a Gorilla P313 3K, as well as some magazines, 2 to be exact. And something we noticed that was kind of neat is that the marker case actually has removable foam inserts, which allow you to put up to 4 magazines in the case without having to store them anywhere or cut out foam or anything that's a pain in the ass like that. You'll also get a shroud removal tool, just in case you want to clean your marker thoroughly, or switch shrouds to perhaps the mag pull shroud that we were using. You'll also get an on-off ASA that screws onto the front of your 13.3K that will allow you to turn the air on and off easily without having to take the tank off or take the shroud off or anything like that. You will need to use the stock extender that comes with the marker as well, if you're going to go that option. Get a carrying handle for the case, kind of neat if you ask me. Frees up your hands for carrying other gear to the field. Some Magpul M-Bus style sights, Tiberius branded, pretty neat. Just a couple of random tools that you're going to need to maintain the marker, as well as an extra seal and stock bar screw. Naturally, a barrel bag, keep you guys safe. The vertical feed adapter that attaches to the side of the marker is now included. And last but not least, a pretty decent manual. It's got a bunch of useful information in there, like how-tos and exploded parts diagrams, how to take the stock off and the shroud off. I'm actually a pretty big fan of this manual. It's got a lot of useful information in there, and definitely printed on good solid paper that is going to last for quite some time.
The T15 is a real AR that just shoots paintballs. It makes me sad that now no one can make a more authentic marker. Everything else will just be an imitator. This marker ranks up there with the Carnivore, the finest of the breed. MagFed is here to stay, and we are huge supporters of the style. If it gets any more authentic than this, you'll have to load it with 5.56.
So when you're ready to pick up your T15, where else would you go besides hustlepaintball.com, where we've got all of the accessories you may need, like flashlights or scopes or shrouds or foregrips or anything. Maybe even some tactical gear like a vest or some pants or jersey from Proper. Fast mags as well. We've got the fast mags that will actually fit the real AR-sized T15 mags. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, read our blog, and join us on PB Riot, where I'm sure we're going to be posting some sort of epic adventure monologue from today. See you guys next time.